I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. This is me when I was 24 years old. And now you got me at 78. And I just want to let you know that I'm aging very gracefully. Today we're going to examine three of the most important elements in our diet: protein, enzymes, and the B complex. Now, you know, the most important thing is to be properly nourished when you're bodybuilding, because you feed on nutrition. You don't build while you're training. Guys don't understand that. They train hard and hard, and the more you train, the more protein you need. Now, protein is essential. You should be getting at least a gram to a gram and a half per pound of body weight. But it's very hard on the digestive system, because the body produces enzymes, but it does, and enzymes is essential for digestion. Because if you don't get enough enzymes, you get putrefaction. And instead of your protein being digested, it rots, and that's called putrefaction. And all kinds of signs, because remember, the body complains and don't explain. So if you got gas, or you suffer with gas, loose stools, foul-smelling stools, it means that the food isn't being broken down. That's why enzymes is important. Additional enzymes is important for you to properly utilize the protein you take in. And we get a lot of fellas that come in and they're in agony. They say every time they eat, they get bloated and the stomach hurt and so forth and so on, because they're not producing enough enzyme. Now remember, enzymes are produced by the body, and the food you eat will produce the enzymes. But if you get a lot of protein and you're not producing enough enzymes, then you get the adverse effect of gas and foul-smelling stools and etc. And remember, there's only one substance to keep in mind to repair and maintain muscle tissue, and that's protein. You can have every single nutrient known to man. And if you don't get enough protein, you'll be weak. You couldn't get out of bed. No protein if you could do that. No protein if you have no protein. You can have every carbohydrate known. If you have no protein, you have complete muscle collapse. So that shows how essential protein is. And the better you utilize it, the more you get out of it. So that's one of the most important things. Now the enzymes is essential for you to maximizing your intake of protein. And not look upon it in the dread, say, oh God, every time you eat you get that bloating because your body's talking to you. Remember, the body complains and don't explain. Now, another very essential element in your diet, so essential that most people don't talk about it or don't understand it, is the B complex. You should be getting 1 to 200, preferably 200 milligrams of the B's a day, because the B's is the catalyst agent. What the B's do, everything works better. Your entire endocrine system works better. Your absorption makes better. And a lot of fellas that take a large amount of B's say it almost works like a steroid, because it makes the body much more efficient in the utilization of the protein. Enzymes break it down. Utilization is another thing. Of course, if it's broken down and utilized as well, but the B's are the catalyst agent. It's control of the body. It's one of the most important vitamins you can get, the B complex. Now that doesn't mean the others are not good, but the B complex is the number one. Of course, minerals are important, very important minerals, but I want you to concentrate on getting 200 milligrams. So don't be going out and getting stuff like Centrum, because that's a waste of money. That's for the mass market people that don't know any better. Make sure you get 1 to 200 milligrams of B complex every day. 200 is more preferable than any. Minimum is 200. Some guys get away with 100. Anything you take is better than nothing, except you take the enzymes to minimum daily. And when they talk about minimum daily, it doesn't apply to any active person. You'll be amazed at how much better you feel if you start getting a couple of 100 milligrams of the B's a day. You'll be absolutely amazed. The body works so much more efficiently. And the body working so efficiently, you'll feel it, because it sends a signal to the brain. See, when you're not well nourished, the body's not utilizing. The body says no, and the brain said yes, and they're not working in harmony. So you feel You know, whenever you got to do this, to go to the gym, you know what your body's saying? I'm not ready. But if you get the protein, the enzymes, and the maximum, and at least a couple of 100 milligrams of the B complex, not just one B, you'll notice that the body becomes recharged and sends a signal to the brain, and you're raring to go. When it works in unison, when the mind works, when the body works in unison with the mind, you feel raring to go. When it doesn't, you got to force yourself. And whenever you have to force yourself mentally, that means your body's not ready. So this is what you have to do. Protein, number one. To get the maximum out of protein, to break it down, enzymes, and for full, efficient working of the body. It's like a machine. The only difference between a machine and your body, that your body will adjust and a machine won't. If you don't get a machine what it needs, you don't get put gas in the car, it's not going to run. And Jack LaLanne always said, made us laugh, he says, people that get up in the morning, have a donut and a cup of coffee and a cigarette, and don't realize what they're doing to their body, but tell them to give it to the dog. Oh, you could give that to the dog, you kill him. That's just how people are, how we think. We think because we can function, it's okay, but you're functioning inefficiently. So now to keep it in mind, that's just the beginning now. Protein is number one, enzyme number two, and the B complex is number three, and the combination is almost magical.